It's a Wednesday morning in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5 WCMF. How's it going, buddy? Going on, female buddy? 31 degrees right now. Going to get up to a balmy 36. And spring sucks. Second day of spring. We haven't been out of 30-degree weather yet. And like we told you yesterday, it's not going to get out of the 30s until until Monday. 55% chance of snow today. That snow got weird yesterday, man. Oh, here we go. Most everybody are outside people, man. Like having, I'm gonna make, I'm gonna, I would make the argument that having a garage to support a car is one of the most 1%er luxury things in life. Yeah, you couldn't. No, that's what I mean. You couldn't park in the garage because there were people rocking in it. Yeah, like I mean, no, look, people have garages. There are garages, but like most people use their garages because they don't have space to store all their stuff. Unlike you, Mr. Pittsford, who has all the space in the world for his mulch and his pitchforks and his tiki torches and all the stuff you like to put all up in those places. Yeah, I know you don't. No, man, there are people. Well, I wouldn't say that's so happy, man. Your wife your wife loves her kids. Don't say it like that. No, I mean, bro, even people without kids, most of them have hobbies, unlike you, that fill up their garage with stuff. Are you just repeating words that I'm saying? He's happy. I mean, Kimmy, you have no children. Can you park in your garage? Yeah. Okay, can I ask a question? Because like your home, I'm assuming is like a post-war home because we've never seen it. We don't. Okay, Tommy, why did they build garages that weren't for cars in houses like that? Oh, okay, shut up. Okay, they weren't cavemen, man. Bro, they used. Okay, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. How would that be the case? Back in the day, didn't you need to bring like all kinds of liquid and gas fuel in your house to cook and heat it, like kerosene and stuff? Okay, but you you don't know that. Oh my God, you're such an idiot. No, it doesn't sound. It doesn't make any sense. Bobby, they brought half of that stuff back with them. We keep finding it. Put the put the grenades out in the shed is my favorite Ribs Arkansas song. You were saying, Kimmy, I'm sorry. Look, man. I mean, I'm not opposed to staying away from dangerous things that are willing to or that are apt to explode at any moment, as I am for the second day in a row broadcasting at home from my closet due to this illness here. Um, I do have to say, as we're on this topic of like garages and seeing what everyone's doing during the day and stuff like that. Excuse me. It is weird being at home in the morning when nobody thinks that the rest of their neighbors are home because I'm starting to notice things my neighbors do that I don't think I realize that they do. Well, people leaving, like when people are leaving during the day, what activities people are doing between like 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the morning, 8 and 11 o'clock in the morning. Because I keep like glancing out the window. I had a neighbor doing yard work at like 9 o'clock in the snow yesterday. He was putting in like lights in like a walkway in his backyard. I so he doesn't speak English, so I don't know. He looks like he's in his late 40s, early 50s. He's a nice guy. Oh, shut up. Yeah, no, he was actually telling me in his village that they had to store the cars away from the houses so they wouldn't explode because they just got. It's weird they got Jeds over there too. Yes, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Well, like this family's a unique family. Like the dad's English is not good at all. There's some kind of Eastern European, but I'm afraid to ask. Is it rude to ask, like, what country are you from? But they haven't volunteered it. Like, I don't know what the protocol is there. Okay, let me back it up here. So about they've lived there since pre-COVID, and okay, so here's the dynamic. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I believe so. Yes. Like so. My first introduction to these people, and it's a nice house, so like they must be like professionals of some sort. But my first introduction to this family was they moved in and they cut a tree down in their backyard that almost fell on my wife's garden. And my wife got mad and she was like, "You should tell them not to do that again." And I was like, "Well, that was the only tree." So you know what I mean? Like I don't know what else. Okay, so like I had to go out there and be like, "Hey, man," and he was like frantically trying to apologize, but he didn't speak English. But his wife kind of spoke English, but his daughter, who was like I think 15 or something at the time, was fluent. So she was explaining. I'm like, "It's okay, no big deal. Just wanted to say hello and blah 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 blah." And that's really the only interaction I've had. My wife and his wife, they garden, so they talk all the time. And I think his daughter's moved out, but like I'll see him and I'll wave, but I don't really have any interaction with the guy. And I feel like you're right. It's past the point where I can be like, "So where you from? What you do? Ba ba ba." I don't know. I mean, okay. Also, I mean, I'm not great with Eastern European geography, but I am aware, especially right now, that there's lots of Eastern European places that don't like other Eastern European places. No, but what I'm saying is, if I yes, thank you. Yeah, if I go out there and I'm like, "Hey, man, those checks. Hey, all right." He's like, "With the checks," and I now I've started. So going back to the discussion we were just having a second ago about the garage that aren't garages. We were wondering why the hell they built those things so far away from the house that don't house that aren't big enough to house a car. Doug tweets at us. It Doug does. He writes, in most cases, those carriage houses were for the horse and carriage, which actually makes sense. But wouldn't a horse and carriage be bigger than a car? unless it was for like a pony. I mean, I don't know, unless that's all you got, right? It was like they were like the sports cars of the day. No, man, to your point, like when you drive through, I mean, the city, especially some of the older towns, I mean, Pittsburgh, you can throw in there, parts of Greece, right? Like the homes that were built, like there's three real times of home building, like 19 to 1920, post-war stuff, and then within the last 20 years. And it is amazing how somehow they've managed to like put all of these houses next to each other where you'll see like a house that's been around since like, Susan B. Anthony right next to a house that's now costing like $1.5 million that Ryan Holmes just put up like 3 weeks ago. I don't know. It's weird. No, I know what you mean. Yeah. All I'm saying is, how about a little uniformity? I want every neighborhood to look exactly the same, no exception. What are you All right, we got a dynamite. Make sure you bring out your big pony to go out to Dansville to get your 2 bits kind of break room for you this morning here on CMF. It's Wednesday. You know what that means? Yep. Wednesday, 8 o'clock, hate mail of the week. You remember 2 weeks ago we told you a story happened just west of us of a woman who made a terrible mistake where she drove her car when she was hanging out with what appears to be her grandchild. Do you remember the story, Tommy? A pool, an indoor pool. Now, we had this discussion and we told you all the details, and we didn't even really talk about the woman and how she was most likely at fault for what happened. But someone of a certain age must have heard that conversation, and they wrote us a letter, and they were very upset because it seems they feel like we're picking and choosing stories of people crashing into buildings to tell because they want to know why we're not telling the stories about the young people that are crashing into buildings with their cars. And no, there's a very, very good reason that we're not telling stories on the air of the young people that are crashing their cars into buildings. And we'll get into that just after 8 o'clock here in the break room on CMF, plus a whole bunch more. But first, Tommy, we may have found the perfect place for you to spend the rest of your life in hell. No, look, there's a new complex being built, and it's not in Rochester, so you're going to have to move you and your wife a little ways away. But I promise you, this place was built with you in mind. And when you find out what you will be living above, we'll get into it. You don't even know, man. We'll get into it next to the break room on 96.5 WCMF. And we're back. Look, it's amazing. See, like when you work from home, you do such a good job that you don't get to stop talking, apparently. What did you do? Okay, look, this is my fault. Way to go. I'm sorry, everybody, for doing this to everyone again. Like, so I have done some research into what I have concocted, or what's the word? So it's no virus, Nova. No, I don't know if it's Nova or yeah. Look, I don't know, but it doesn't fit my carriage house. What I'm saying is, it's ridiculously contagious, and it says it can last up to 2 weeks. And I'm feeling that right now because I'm not getting better, man. It's not getting better. This sucks. Well, that's just I'm taking like Tylenol and like ibuprofen and stuff like that. I don't know what else you're supposed to take. Oh, that was a fudgicle. It was a fudgicle. My throat really hurts. That was yeah. Well, no, it's no sugar added. Shut up, man. Look, I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Listening to your stupid voice and because of the virus. All right, so apparently it's not airborne, right? You can only pick it up from like off of things, like through fecal. Yeah, I guess. And I must have picked it up at that hotel we were at on Saturday or Friday because I hit it on Saturday. I mean, that's the only place I could have gotten it. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. Well, yeah, it's got to be where it came down from. But like, I'm looking at like, the prognosis, and I'm thinking, Tommy, this is going to last, 24 to 48 hours, right? That's the standard like stomach bug. And no, this does not look good. Now, the good news is, as long as I wash my hands and stuff, I should be able to come back into the studio soon as I could not stand up and feel like I'm going to pass out. But yeah, man, I don't know when I'm getting back to this stuff. And it sucks. It sucks. It's like, yeah. Oh, are you being nice now because you feel bad because you jinxed Kimmy? Is that what's happening here? I will punch you. All right, great, Kimmy. We'll be right back in the break room. Let's CMF.